To lead like a girl, to me, is to lead like yourself. Even when you doubt yourself, to lead from the heart. I think we've lived in a society that tells us for you to be an entrepreneur, for you to be a doctor, for you to be at the top of your field, whatever industry, you almost need to, as a woman, rule with an iron fist. But I remember during COVID, the most successful countries in terms of like recovery and curbing the COVID numbers were countries that were led by women. And for me to lead like a girl is to see that, you know. I think Prime Minister Jacinda, she was the Prime Minister of New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken, and she came out and she said, I'm stepping down because I feel like I've given it everything and have nothing else left to give. Women have an understanding of like the ability to read a room in ways that other people can't. Women have an understanding, or they've always had to be hyper aware to a point where when we have nothing, when we've given it our all, we know to walk away. And a lot of people interpreted her statement as weakness. She's giving up. No, she's not giving up. She just knows that I've done my job, I can move on now. I've served you in the best way possible. And what the world perceived as weakness to me was the biggest strength, because we live in a world where people hold on to power. And yes, power corrupts, absolutely. But I was so proud of her decision, because how many times do we have the strength to walk away and not just to hold on, you know? Like, what is her next? No one knew what her next was. She just knew that she did it in the best way possible and she has nothing else left to give. So for me, to lead like a girl is to lead with your gut, to lead with your intuition, to lead with your softness, because that's your strength. Is to lead in a way where if we're trying to rule with an iron fist or to emulate how men lead, there's a magic that's lost there. So I show up as myself in every room. When I walk into spaces, I was like, I don't want to be wearing gray suits. Like, if it's gray and I like it, great, but I don't want to walk in looking like a man. I don't want to sound like a man. I want to lead like me. And the beautiful thing is, I lead with heart. I lead with, like my grandmother and my mother, with love. And I don't think necessarily our femininity or our hearts make us too weak to rule or too weak to lead. I think instead, they make us see things that other people wouldn't necessarily see. Before we make decisions, yes, we are all egotistical human beings, but we put that aside for the greater good. And that's the magic right there in leading like a girl, to do the same thing that they told you you're weak for and change nations. Yeah.